Hello, this is Editor Boy Icebane, and I just wanted to say before we start this video that I've been working very hard this past week, so I didn't get to edit this until much later. So I was a little bit out of it when I was making this, so I seem a little low energy, and I'm a little grungy because I just got off work when I started the video. But yeah, we had some good pulls today, so I hope you enjoy. I know I'm a little late. Oops. I bought these the day they became available. And yeah, because of that, and the fact that I've been editing it over the course of a week, the prices have changed over time. I'm judging a lot of the price and value of the cards off of what they were as I was editing them. Some of them might be cheaper by now, some of them might be more expensive, but yeah, just whatever it was when I was editing. That's why some of the prices might not line up with what you might see in the card market right now. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like if you end up enjoying this, and enjoy the video. Hello everyone and welcome back to Icebane Gaming. Ignore this ugly ass thing on my face. It's only temporary, I hope. But today is a good day for me. I love Ixalan. That's one of the few things known about me in Magic, is that Ixalan was one of my favorite sets, the original Ixalan. I collected so many of those cards just by opening packs. I opened so many packs that I was only missing 13 cards by the end of it. I still haven't purchased those 13 cards. They probably are way cheaper now than they were back then. I might get them at some point, and then it would be my only completed collection of a set, but that's not what we're here for today. Today we're here for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I got a bundle here, and 2 pre-release boxes. I know singles are worth buying more, but I just can't ignore Ixalan. Ixalan, favorite set. Rivals I bought a fair bit of, but Rivals of Ixalan wasn't like as crazy of something I was collecting as like the original Ixalan set. Rivals of Ixalan was fun. I played it in the pre-release. I almost won that pre-release. I won 2 of the 3 nights of the original Ixalan pre-release. It's the first pre-release I ever actually attended. So other than my love for the lore in that one particular set, it also was my first pre-release I ever attended. Shall we start opening these? Rip open these bad boys? I'm gonna do the same format I did with my Wilds of Eldraine set. I'm going to start with the pre-release boxes. I didn't buy a third one. I only bought 2, which is enough for me. I'm not going to buy another one. So $50, well, $52 for both of these. We'll see if we get our money's worth on them. And $42 on that bundle box. We'll see if we get our money's worth on that as well. The only spoilers I've done for myself is a tiny bit of research on what are the cards to look out for. That way I know what to react to. What I do remember hearing in this set is that we've only scratched the surface. Is that they brought back Cascade, but it's a new type of Cascade that's better. I never expected them to bring back Cascade. Cascade was broken. This one, I'm going to remove the pre-release thing off camera. I want to open those packs for my online shit. But you guys could definitely have the other one whenever we get to it. So, 1 second. I'm just gonna snag this bad boy. Where are you? It looks like it's inside this wrap, so right here, right there. So initially, this is not one of the big expensive ones. This is A pugnacious hammer skull. Whenever the pugnacious hammer skull attacks while you don't control another dinosaur, put a stun counter on it. It's a 6/6 for 3 in a dinosaur deck. This is insane. 6/6 for 3. 2 generic, 1 green. That's a pretty insane card. Take a look at that art. It's the pre-release one. It looks like he's smashing into a giant mushroom. But it's kind of all I could tell about it. I'm going to assume that mushroom thing isn't its head. I'm going to assume that whatever that is its head. Its head's covered up. Oh well. I think it looks pretty good. Let's see the price right here. That's pretty good. Whatever it was. I'm going to assume it's a good card. How to play? I don't care. Another little die. I got a green one this time. So that's what the set looks like. It's like a Mayan calendar type thing with a little eye in it. And Grandma's been drinking too much eggnog, you know? And I'm Grandma. Anyways, so we got some packs. Pretty cool looking box. Let's just take a look at this box real quick. Some of the better art that they've done for a little box. It feels like it's a pretty cool box. It looks nice. Feels like it looks nice. That's what I was getting at. Oh man. Am I not ready for this today? I'm a little fried because I found some video editing work with a friend. Yeah, so let's see. I don't know what commons are supposed to be looked out for, so I'm just gonna go through the commons real quick. Self-reflection, another copy spell. It's a 6-drop copy. I don't know why I looked at the back. I bumped my light and camera, so let's just stop that from moving. Dig Site Conservator. What was that little thing that popped up? Oh well, nothing. Another gnome. This one's uncommon, actually. Both of these are uncommon. Alright, so the self-reflection isn't uncommon. It's got flashback, so you could cast it from your graveyard with its flashback cost, which is actually cheaper than the original. I just realized that, so actually that does make sense for it being uncommon. Dig Site Conservator. Sacrifice Dig Site Conservator. Exile the top 4 targets from a single graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery. When he dies, you may pay 4. If you do, discover 4. Alright, so Discover is the new Cascade. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile non-land permanent with mana cost 4 or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it in your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of the library in any order. Yeah, that's a broken ability, since you could do it at any time. It's not when you cast a spell, it's when the spell does something. You could do it, like, sometimes even on a stick. Which, very broken. I wonder how that's going to play in Commander. People are probably going to use a lot of Discover cards in Commander. This one, you'll have to make sure your opponents are definitely keeping their graveyard in the same order that it is. Let's cover that up. It looks like we got something nice in the back there. Malamet Battle Glyph. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If the creature you control enter the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter, and then the creatures fight each other. Very standard for green. It's a 1-drop fight that's uncommon. You could use it to early game hit a mana dork by playing a 1-cost creature on your second turn and then putting Malamet Battle Glyph on it, and then you'll take it down. Quintorius Cond. This isn't the most expensive, but I remember seeing this as a pretty expensive looking card. That's not bad either. Like right now, this is like the first day after the pre-release. So $5 after the pre-release isn't bad. Just means that there's a bunch of them out there. If you cast the spell from exile, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. Does discover exile? Yes, it does, it does. So when you discover, he does damage to opponents and you gain life. Alright. Is that what the mythic symbol looks like? It looks a little bit like it's not colored in the lines. Oh, no, focus. Yeah, focus. It looks like it's not colored in the line. That's interesting. Create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token for +1, and you could -3 to discover 4. And you could exile any number of target cards in your graveyard, add 1 red mana for each card exiled this way, and you may play those cards this turn. If you have like a bunch of lands in your graveyard, you could easily use them to just get like a bunch of red mana and then cast some good spells from your graveyard as well. And what's this other thing? Hidden Courtyard. That's just a common. But let's see. It discovers 4 as a sorcery. You could sacrifice the land to get a 4-cost creature. That's insane. How much is the ability? The ability is 5. Alright. The ability isn't as insane as I thought. Still is pretty cool though. Commons are gonna be here. I just scratched whatever the bottom common card was. Oops. And then mythics right there. So we could keep track of our mythics. I'm putting that special land on the common pile because it's technically just a common. Let's rip open into the second one here. Alright. Let's go on to these uncommons. Put these commons back here. Oh, Captain Lannery Storm came back. The Cosmium Raider. Okay. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target pirate you control. I could see that leading into like some potential infinite loops. If you could use a pirate to create treasures based on +1/+1 counters. Try looking into that at some point. Caparosty Sunborn. Is this one of the cards? This one was like the only one that I saw revealed in like a news article. It's got that discover ability. Whenever it attacks, you could untap, or you could tap 2 artifacts or creatures. If you have treasures, you got a lot of artifacts you could just tap. And if you do, you discover 3. So you could just pull things from the top of your library with this card. How much is it worth? Oh, it's worth nothing. Okay, whatever. Kakarot. Alright. Earthshaker Dreadmaw. When it enters battlefield, draw a card for each other dinosaur you control. Nice. In a dinosaur deck, that might be interesting. It's got a 6 mana cost, but that usually goes down to like 2 in no time in a dinosaur deck. So many things make dinosaurs cheaper. They're all big creatures. Very interesting. Put that in the uncommon pile. Restless Ridgeline. It becomes a dinosaur until the end of turn and is still a land for 4 mana. When it attacks, another target attacking creature gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. Untap that creature. 20 minutes in, 2 packs in. Wow. They make token cards? Well, we got finality tokens, whatever those are. So you have 4 tokens of each type. I'm placing that off to the side. I'm going to pop those out and put them in a box with the rest of my little tokens. Alright. flick through all these commons. As much as I would like to linger on the commons, I don't think I have the time to do that. I like to look at cards though. Spring-loaded Saw Blade. When it enters the battlefield, deals 5 damage to target tapped creature and opponent controls. Craft with artifact. Exile this artifact. Exile another artifact you control or an artifact card from your graveyard. Return this card, transform to it under its owner's control. Craft only as a sorcery. Alright. Blade Wheel Chariot. Tap 2 other untapped artifacts you control. It becomes an artifact creature until the end of turn. It's got crew 1 otherwise. Why would you tap 2 untapped artifacts instead of crewing for 1? I could see this being very easy to get to work, and you wouldn't have to tap more than 1 artifact, especially if you're doing like servos or something. Spyglass Siren. When enters the battlefield, create a map token. It's an artifact with tap and pay 1. Sacrifice this artifact. Target creature you control explores. Activate only as a sorcerer. Wow, that's a lot of things that it says. Well, I guess they wanted to have something other than treasures. I guess. Do they have treasures in this set? It wouldn't feel like Ixalan without treasures. Ixalan started treasures. Geological Appraiser. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, discover 3. Alright, so this guy, when he enters the battlefield, he cascades for 1 less than his mana cost. Alright, sounds good. Sounds pretty cool. I'm alright with it. Tendril of the Myco Tyrant. Fungus Wizard. Put 7/1/1 counters on target non-creature land you control. Becomes a 0/0 fungus creature with haste. It's still a land. Wow, he looks like a fun guy. Saheeli, the Sun's Brilliance. I think this is another one of the really expensive cards. Focus. And it's the Legends of Ixalan art style. The only reason I know that that's what this art style is called is because of that article I saw that I read only because I was like, Ixalan's coming back? I was very late to finding that out. Create a token that's a copy of another target creature or artifact you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Nice! Saheeli makes copies of other things for 2 mana. That's pretty cool. What's Saheeli cost? I know I saw her towards the top. They're really leaning heavy into the red and blue token copies these last few sets. I'm not opposed to that. I'm 2 for 3 on opening mythic packs so far. Fungal Fortitude. Enchant creature, and it gets +2/+0. When it dies, it returns to the battlefield tapped under its controller's control, or its owner's control. Hey, look at those little fungus men. The fungus men. They're here and they're trying to bring back this man and make him a fungus man. My favorite fungus man is this little guy right here. Right there. You see him? He's got a little face. I like him. But yeah, this is an uncommon foiled. How much is this worth? Right here. Ka-ching! Whatever that is. Is this common? This is common. Hidden Necropolis. You could sacrifice it to discover 4, only as a sorcery. Okay, so it looks like these common lands, these common special lands, all do 5 cost, discover 4. So whoa, trippy, man. What the hell? What the hell? Eventually, we'll get to Colossal Dreadmaw. Yes, we will. We will eventually get to the Colossal Dreadmaw. I hope that's not telling what's in this pack, as then that would be spoilers. Get through all these comments. You could stop if you see one you like. Alright. Commons go back there. Explorer's Cache. When enters the battlefield, put 2+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever a creature you control dies with a +1/+1 counter on it, put a +1/+1 counter on Explorer's Cache. And you could tap it to move a +1/+1 counter from the cache onto a target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. That would go great in my Scry Elves deck that I played only really on this stream. Mischievous Pup. No. When there's a battlefield, return up to one target permanent you control to its owner's hand. So it's a bounce dog with flash. 3/1. Okay, so you could save one of your creatures, use it to block, and then bounce it to your hand. Pretty standard bounce card. Zoetic Glyph. It's got that thing that's right here. Wow, so is that what Zoetic is? Is this a Zoetic symbol? Is that where they're going? Zoeta or something? Enchant Artifact. Enchanted Artifact is a golem creature with a base power of and toughness of 5 and 4, in addition to its other types. Wow, so it's already a more powerful animate artifact, I think it was. And when it is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you discover 3. Wow. Wow. Jade Light Spelunker. For 1 green and X generic. When it enters the battlefield, it explores X times. To have it explore, you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, you put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. And you can put it back onto the library in the same order. I don't know how the same order thing works with multiple, but I'm dumb. But you could also just put it in the graveyard instead. I could see this being good in a Grave Recursion deck, just to have something that pulls a bunch of things from the top of your library and you can put it into the graveyard and it grows as you put things in the graveyard. Yeah. And the new art for a Plains card. The special art for a Plains card. I think I saw that these lands were more pricey than regular lands. 62 cents. I'm gonna place this to the side there. That's my special lands pile. Here's a spirit token. Absolutely mangle this pack sleeve or whatever. Oh man. Oh man. Another Fungal Fortitude. Wow. Wait a minute, that Fungal Fortitude earlier? It's a common? What the hell? No longer care as much about it. It's really hard to tell with this symbol whether it's common or uncommon. Yeah, so far I'm not seeing anything to do with treasure. There probably is treasure cards, it's just I'm not seeing them. Yeah, I'll just go through. Compass Gnome. Oh, it's like an arcane compass, except it's also a creature. Nice. That is common. And then that's uncommon. Okay. Very hard to tell, especially with this type of symbol. Visage of Dread. When there's a battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature card from it. That player discards that card. Craft with 2 creatures. Okay. So you force someone to discard cards, very common for black. And it turns into a dinosaur skeleton horror. With menace and enters the battlefield or attacks, you may mill 2 cards. Good for pulling stuff into your own graveyard. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Hoverstone Pilgrim. It's got flying and ward 2. Put target card from the graveyard in the bottom of its owner's library. Alright. Soul Coil Viper. You could sacrifice it for a black and tap it. So if it's untapped, you can't sacrifice it. Or well, if it's already been tapped, I should say. You can't sacrifice it. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with finality counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. If a creature with a finality counter on it would die, exile it instead. Oh, they finally gave that a name. Okay, so that's called finality now. Pit of Offering. When it enters the battlefield, it enters tapped. When it Enters battlefield, exile 3 target cards from all graveyards. You could tap to add 1 generic, or I should say 1 colorless, not even generic. It's colorless specifically. And you could tap to add 1 mana of any exiled card's colors. Nice, 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 nice. So you could even tap this when you're doing a discover, because it's only in exile temporarily, but like while you're choosing to whether or not you're going to play a card or put it into your hand, you could choose one of the colors of the permanents that have been in the discover pile, and you could say that that's the color of mana that you're going to use. Odds are by the time that you do that, you're already going to know. Abuelo, Ancestress Echo. Flying and Ward 2. You could pay 1 generic, a white, and a blue, and you exile another target creature or artifact you control. You return to the battlefield and under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So this guy blinks. He blinks on a stick. Nice. Good for enter the battlefield triggers. I've seen some decks that get pretty broken with blink. Very nice indeed. Chupacabra Echo, Fathomless Descent. When Chupacabra Echo enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls get -X/-X until the end turn, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Wow. Uncommon, makes sense. It looks like this is an homage to the Chupacabra, or well, the Ravenous Chupacabra, which was viewed at the time as one of the best cards in its set, which was Ixalan. And it was just essentially a 2 black, 2 generic creature. I think it was a 3/4, and when it entered the battlefield, you destroy target creature. Very simple, but also it had a lot of value, so it was viewed as one of the best at the time. So that's like it. However, it looks like it's got a smaller amount of life. It's got like half the life. And whether or not it destroys a creature depends on how many creatures you have in your graveyard, or permanents, I should say. Last pack for this box. Oh man, 40 minutes in. 40 minutes in already. 40 minutes in, close to done with the last pack of this box. Okay, commons. That's the first uncommon. Yeah, wait. Yeah, first uncommon. That is Waterlogged Hulk. Okay, you could tap to mill a card. Wow. Good for a Grave Recursion deck. Blue is in zombie colors. Craft with an island, so you get rid of an island. And then you get a Watertight Gondola. Alright. It's got Vigilance and Descend 8. It can't be blocked as long as there are 8 more cards in your graveyard, and it's got Crew of 1. I probably wouldn't use its craft ability. I'd probably use it for like a mill on a stick in like a commander deck that's entirely based around having stuff in your graveyard. I might put this in my Muldrotha commander deck just so that I could just pull stuff from my library, put it into the graveyard. That seems like a nice card. Volatile Fault. Sacrifice it and destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. That player may search their library for a basic land and put it into the battlefield, and you create a treasure token. So it's a slightly weaker, not Forgotten Shores. Oh man, I forget. But Canonized in Blood. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So if you do descend abilities, you could get +1/+1 counters. Sacrifice Canonized in Blood for 5 mana and 2 black. Create a 4/3 white and black vampire demon creature token with flying. Alright, I guess if you're playing Descend, that's an alright card. Pretty expensive for a small flying token. Well, a big flying token, but nonetheless, you could do a lot more with that mana. I guess if you're not spending your mana on anything, then you could do that. Whatever. Dauntless Dismantler. Artifacts your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. Sacrifice Dauntless Dismantler. Destroy target artifact with a mana value of X. So you have to pay twice the cost of the artifact. Okay. Thousand Moons Smithy. The Thousand Moons Smithy enters the battlefield. Create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token. With this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, transform Thousand Moons Smithy. Okay, and then it becomes Barracks of the Thousand. Wow. Add 1 white mana. Whenever you cast an artifact or creature spell using mana produced by Barracks of the Thousand, create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. Wow, that could get pretty big pretty quick. That's a pretty decent card, just to have like the ability to make a bunch of creatures. Why does it keep focusing on the wrong things? Alright, whatever. Pretty cool card. Good in creature token deck. Got a flying bat token. And an island. Wow. This looks like it's the temple. Like this is the eye thing in the corner, but it's from the top. As seen from above. Wow. Wow. Alright. So, this one is gonna be yours to claim the packs from. And remember, if you are one of the first to get this video and you made it this far, you could very well get yourself a few packs of your own. Heck, I don't even know if people claimed all the packs in the previous one. I haven't checked. I have no way of checking. We got... Oh boy, this one is definitely one of the top 5 most expensive ones from what I remember. Yeah, it's the 3rd. And this is a pre-release card, so it's going to be worth even more. When Galta, Stampede Tyrant, enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand into the battlefield. So this is a new Galta. Why is it becoming so bright? Why is it refocusing the light? I have it set to not do that. Whatever. Turn on the light on it. Turn it off. See if that does anything. Anyways. Galta. Now 8 mana cost instead of 12. Still a 12/12. But also you pull a bunch of creatures from your hand onto the battlefield. Very strong card. Very strong indeed, especially if you're playing with some pretty big creatures like dinosaurs. This card, this is insane. Hope this is representative of what the rest of the pack would be like. Yeah, let's rip this bad boy open so that you guys could get your packs. That's a great pull. I am excited. I'm just gonna bend the shit out of it, you know? Because of the thing that it is. Whoa. Whoa. Bad 55. Alright. I hope you claim this. Remember, type bad 55 in the comments section, please. To say you like Galta, Stampede Tyrant. Bad 55 in the comment section for Galta, Stampede Tyrant. Alright, there we go. Got a red and black one. This feels like it's closer to the core. Okay, let's open some packs. Here's that divider that I didn't remember the name of earlier. Okay, so we got 6-pack. We got a 6-pack. We are buffed and we are ripped, just like this pack. We are ripped, all 6 of them. let's just get rid of these commons. Who cares about commons, right? If you see one that you think is pretty cool, give a shout in the comments below, and we will take a closer look in some streams sometime. Dowsing device. There's a battlefield area control. Up to one target creature you control gains +1/+0 in haste. And yeah, you do something. You could transform it if you control 4 or more artifacts after that ability. It turns into Geode Grotto. Wow. In Journey to the Center of the Earth, that movie, there was a guy that just was inside the Geode Grotto in the movie, and he didn't want to rejoin the other people inside the machine that they came down in because he saw so many crystals and he wanted to bring them to the surface. So he died because he wanted to bring them to the surface. Until the end of the turn, target creature gains haste and gets +X/+0, where X is and the number of artifacts you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Wow. Is it just me, or is the gray on this card really dark? I wonder if it's like that for all of these cards. I'm gonna have to see on Merfolk Cave Diver. Whenever a creature, well, this one doesn't really flip. I'm not seeing with us. I'm just stupid. Whenever a creature you control explores, the Cave Diver gets +1/+0 until the end of the turn and can't be blocked this turn. Wow. I don't know why I keep looking at the back. I am stupid. Cody Scavenger. It's a raccoon. A raccoon! They have raccoon types now? How long until I can build a raccoon deck? It's got Defend 4. There's a battlefield. If there are 4 more permanent types in your graveyard, return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. So when there's a battlefield, it bounces something back to the hand. That's pretty useful in the Grave Recursion deck. Calamitous Cave-In. Deals X damage, where X is the number of creature, or to each X damage to each creature and each planeswalker, where X is the number of caves you control, plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard. Oh, are those Discover lands actually caves? I'm popping off. I'm popping off. Oh boy, I got Geisha. I believe this is a reprint, but it's a good card. That's a good card to reprint. This is number 7 in the most expensive cards. This is $14. This is one of the really good cards to put into a dinosaur deck. Now I have the new art of Geisha. So I have both the old and the new. Yeah, 8 mana cost. 1 of red, green, and white. 7/6 vigilance, trample, and haste. You could pull him with Galta. It's really pushing for a dinosaur deck for this pre-release box. Galta pulls out Gishath when you play it, and then you could attack with Gishath right away to then, when it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library and put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest on bottom of the library in in a random order. That's broken. That's broken, dude. Yeah, Hidden Volcano, Discover Land. It is in fact a cave. Nice. That's broken, dude. Fungus. There's a fungus among us. Okay. So they brought fungus and artifact gnomes to Ixalan. Oh, looks like we got a double-sided token. We got a dragon egg, or no, not a dragon egg, a dinosaur egg, and a dinosaur. So I'm gonna guess the dinosaur egg, when it dies, it turns into a dinosaur. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just guessing. I'm probably spoiling stuff in the back. Let's get all the way to the uncommons. Let's see what this is. Stinging Cave Crawler. It's got Death Touch and Descend 4. If there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, draw a card and lose 1 life. Nice. Not X1. Dig Site Conservator. This is that guy that we had before. Pretty cool. Already seen it. First duplicate uncommon. Colossodactyl. Reach and Trample. Look at this guy. Look at my grungy hands because I was scraping stuff at work today. Imagine being this guy on this little like cart going over the pit, and then this giant dinosaur just pops up with his big ass hands, ready to finger you with its big claws. I'm not saying that again. Sunken Citadel. This isn't the big card to look for. This one we've already seen. Oh my god. Back to back. This is a double rare pack, and this is a mythic rare foil Geeshath. How much is the foil version of Geeshath? The foil is $15.40. Wow. Got 2 Geeshath, 1 box. That's pretty good. Then we got a forest. I'm going to assume this is 80. We'll see. Because this is the second most expensive of the special art lands. Next pack. Next pack. Let's go. Okay, commons. Let's get rid of all of these commons. Alright. That's common. Okay. Ruin Lurker Bat. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, scry 1. Alright. Flying and lifelink. So 1 mana drop 1/1 with flying and lifelink. That's already good enough to play it, even if you're not playing Descend. Contest Game Ball. Oh man, remember El Dorado? Is that it? The Road to El Dorado? Tulio and Miguel, when they played the ball game, and they got help from that armadillo, and the armadillo gave them the syphilis and the what's the name of that disease? Leprosy. The armadillo gave them the leprosy as well, you know? Like armadillos tend to do. The last things on Earth that have leprosy. I don't think they have syphilis. They might have syphilis. Do armadillos have syphilis? Is that where we got syphilis? How did we get syphilis from armadillos? Do I have syphilis? Zioa's Justice. The owner of target artifact or creature card with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library. Then that player discovers X, where X is its mana value. Wow. You could put this on a stick. Did I finally find the thing that I could put on a stick and then use to keep shuffling somebody's library? Well, they need to have artifacts in play. I'm stupid. I want to have a card that allows me to just tap with 2 mana on an Isochron Scepter to be able to just constantly shuffle somebody's library. And I want to do that with a bunch of Jester cards because I like Jesters. A few things are known about me. One thing is I like Jesters. Squirming Emergence. Fathomless Descent. Return to the battlefield, target non-land permanent card in your graveyard with mana value less than or equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Alright, so for 3 mana, if you're playing a Grave Recursion deck, you just pull something, put it straight into the battlefield. That's pretty good. And a foil Special Art Swamp. The swamp is the most expensive in this set of the special art lands. How much is the foil version of it worth? Impressive. What's in the next pack? Do you know? I am going to assume that this back card is a flip card. A stand-in flip card. Rivered Herard Scarred. Okay. Whatever that is. What's a Rivered Herard Scarred? Tell me in the comment section below. Dowsing device we've already seen. Look at the gray. Huh, just must be it. They just must all have gray. Eaten by piranhas. Flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a black skeleton creature with the base power and toughness of 1 and 1. Loses all other card types and creature types. Play this on someone's commander and then pacify it. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I could sacrifice it with something, but that would require them having a sacrifice deck. Gargantuan Leech. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each cave you control, and each cave in your graveyard. Wow. It's a 5/5 lifelink. Good in a grave conversion deck. Scampering Surveyor. When there's a battlefield, search your library for a basic land card or a cave card and put it into the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Wow, good way to do a little mana ramp in any deck, so long as you have caves. Bedrock Tortoise. Focus. There we go. Look at that. That's a pretty cool looking tortoise. And look down here. Is that Gandalf? Tell me, guys, is this Gandalf? As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. And each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. That's pretty cool. That's a nice card. And an island. Currently it's going for Muldrotha colors. Black, green, and blue for this pack, or this box. But also it's given me 3 strong dinosaur cards, so even if I have a bunch of cards that fall under like other card formats or color formats, I probably would still play dinosaurs for this one, simply because I have 2 Geeshats, which is insane. Put this over here. We don't need that right now. We don't need it. Okay. Get rid of all these. Hey, he looks pretty happy. Throw these into the fire. Okay. Geological Appraiser. When there's a battlefield, if you cast Discover 3. We've already seen him. It's a repeat. Soul Coil Viper. We've already seen it. Wow, it's a repeat. Hover Stone Pilgrim. Wow. We've already seen it. It's a repeat. Restless Prairie. Where's the dinosaur in here? I can't see the dinosaur. Hold on. I'm pulling it closer to my face. I can't see a dinosaur. I really can't see a dinosaur. It looks kind of like a llama head. Or a hand, maybe? Punch my my white. Maybe a hand. Maybe a llama. Put that up there. And last card for the pre-release boxes. I ripped it. Okay. Put that up here. Okay. And out of air. Oh no. Colonel, I'm out of air. Colonel. Okay. We got some uncommons. Sunbird Standard. Add 1 mana of any color, and you could craft with 1 or more. 5 mana. Exile this artifact. Exile 1 or more other permanents you control and/or cards in your graveyard. Return this card transformed under its owner's control into a thing. And Sunbird Effigy. It's a bird construct. Flying, vigilance, and haste, and its power and toughness are equal to the number of cards, or number of colors among the exiled cards you use to craft it. For each color among exiled cards used to craft Sunbird Effigy, add 1 mana of that color. Color. So if you're playing a rainbow deck, you could craft with 5, and it's all rainbow. And then you could have 5 different colors, and you could add 1 mana of each of those. And yeah, just by tapping it, it becomes 5 mana. That's insane in a rainbow deck. Ixali's Lore Keeper. 1 mana for dinosaurs. Okay. Not as strong as previous ones because you have to tap it. You can only use it once. Confounding Riddle. Choose 1. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hands and 1 into your graveyard. Or counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. Defossilize. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature explores, then explores again. Man. Trumpeting Carnosaur. When it enters the battlefield, discover 5. Discard Trumpeting Carnosaur. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Definitely leaning towards a dinosaurs deck because I got another white special land. So far in the 12 packs I opened, I got in the 14 slots for rares, I got 5 mythics. These 3 in the middle are worth more than their normal counter types. All of them pretty good. The only one that I wouldn't be able to play in the same deck as the others would be Saheeli, but all of those pretty strong cards. I would definitely have been happy with the second box being my tournament box. And then a bunch of really nice rares. Yeah. Pretty cool. That's that for the pre-release boxes. Let's move on to the bundle. Okay, now we've cleared up the space a little bit, and we could just open up this other box. Let's do that on camera. Piece of garbage. Colonel. We got garbage in here. Colonel. What's this? Oh my god. Hey, it's the guy. It's the guy that we got, the Planeswalker. The guy who was in the set based around Harry Potter. And he was an archivist. It's a guy. And what's on the other side? Hey, it's Watley. Discover these lost artifacts to survive the depths of Ixalan. Oh, it's a search and find. I found the pickaxe. It's right there. Best of the luck to the rest of you guys. Yeah. So they made something for you to do. If you wanted to. They did it again. They made this thing again. It's a bundle box. So I learned last time that inside these packs we get the lands, all the foil lands. A lot of cool looking foils. I like the looks of this entire set. I like it, I like it. Hit the mother load, discover 10. If the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of tap treasure tokens equal to the difference. Can discover hit lands? If so, this could win the game instantly with one of the cards from the first Ixalan that wins the game if you have 10 or more treasure tokens. You got some foil bend there, but put those there for now. Because that comes with the bundle, it's not going to be worth that much compared to the other stuff. And we got one random Jurassic Park card. Dino DNA. It's got imprint. Exile target creature card from your graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery. And for 6 mana, you could create a token copy of target creature card. Exile with Dino DNA. Except it's a 6/6 green dinosaur creature token with trample. Activate only as a sorcery. Wow. So you could just create a token generator that makes dinosaur tokens. That is actually insane. I would definitely use that in a deck. How to play cards. We don't need those. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to set that aside. I suppose I should set this one aside as well, even though it's not as good of a pull, because it comes with every bundle. Dino DNA, put that there. Oh man, I'm happy I got that. It's one of my favorite things to say from Jurassic Park, just Dino DNA. But yeah, set boosters. Oh my god, look at this art. That's beautiful. Gotta love the art. Place that there for now. Captivating Cave. It's a cave, alright. It's a common as well. Burning Sun Cavalry, also common. Not something to care about. Marauding Brine Fang, also a common, nothing to care about. Panicking Altasaur, also a common, nothing to care about. Soaring Sandwing, also a common, nothing to care about. Armored Kincaller, also a common, nothing to care about. Oh my god. Zayoa's Justice, finally. But we've already seen this. Put that in the uncommon pile. Dusk Rose Reliquary. As an additional cost to the spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Ward 2. When enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls until Dusk Rose Reliquary leaves the battlefield. So, if I remember correctly, the Dusk Rose was owned by the Empress of the Vampires in the the Queen of the Vampires in the Vampire Inquisition. Bloodthorn Flail. It's got equip, pay 3 or discard a card. Pretty boring. Then we have Nikanzil, current conductor. Legends of Ixalan creature. Whenever a creature you control explores a land card, you may put the land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Whenever a creature card you control explores a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on Nikanzil, current conductor. Alright. So she makes your explore slightly better. Okay. Braided Net. Enters the battlefield with 3 net counters on it. Remove a net counter from Braided Net. Tap another non-land permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated for as long as it remains tapped. Alright. And it turns into Braided Quipu. Okay. Draw a card for each artifact you control, then put Braided Quipu onto its owner's library, third from the top. Wow. Good way to draw out your entire deck, but you would do that on purpose with blue. Acrobatic Leap, it's a common, it's a foil, and a map. That was a pretty lackluster set booster. Set booster is 12 cards. Is that what they're going for now? Is it a combination of collection boosters and no, it would be still the same, isn't it? Or am I stupid? They haven't done the merge yet of set boosters and draft boosters because I just did both of those. Okay, whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, hey! What's her name? Bucket Brass or something? The person who was modeled after the mother of one of the developers or something? I don't remember. But yeah, she was the head pirate in the first Ixalan set. It's nice to see her card again. Then we got Promising Vein, but foil. Poison Dart Frog. Nurturing Bristleback. Automation. Okay. Relic's Roar. Rampaging Spiketail. Oh man, getting a lot of commons. That's not good. Kinjali's Dawnrunner. Double strike. When Kinjali's Dawnrunner enters a battlefield, it explores. Okay. Not super good of a card, but let's see. Glimpse the Core. Search your library for a basic forest card and put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, or return target cave card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Nice. Very cool. Spelunking. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you put a cave card onto the battlefield this way, you gain 4 life. Okay. Lands you control enter the battlefield untapped. Wow. That could be a broken ability in a special land deck. And also in a rainbow deck, because you get a lot of land that enters tapped. Jade Seedstones. When Jade Seedstones enters the battlefield, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among them. Among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control. Craft with creatures for 7, which is 5 generic and 2 green. Jade Heart Attendant is what it turns into, and it enters the battlefield, gain life equal to the mana value of the exiled card used to craft it. Alright, it's a 7/7 as well. Going back to Spelunking, because I realized something. This would go great in a gate deck, because gates all enter the battlefield tapped. So that would stop that from happening. Cavern of Souls. This is the second most expensive card. How much is this going for? Non-foil, it's going for about $30. Okay, what does Cavern of Souls do? As Cavern of Souls enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. It's 1 colorless, or 1 mana of any color, spend mana only to cast the creature spell of the chosen type. That spell can't be countered. Wow. That's pretty strong. No wonder it's $30 for a land. That is probably the best pull so far in the bundle box. That makes the bundle box worth it already. Just hope that that's not the only good card I get. Belligerent Yearling. Trample. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Belligerent Yearling's base power become equal to that creature's base power until the end of turn. Nice. So it could just be a really strong creature, but only temporarily. Especially with Galta. Alright. Oh my god, I'm gonna bend the cards. Hey, look at this. Oh, she's gonna get killed, isn't she? That's probably a vampire. Commons. Let's get rid of these commons. Oh, hey, not that many commons before an uncommon. That's a nice thing to see, especially after such a terrible run of things. Whenever careening minecart attacks, create a treasure token. It's got crew of 1. Okay. Not the best treasure card I've seen, but it's good that it's got treasures in it. Volatile vaults. I think we've seen this one already. Okay, enterprising scallywag. Nice, it's another goblin pirate. It's nice to see that those are still a thing. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, create a treasure token. Oh, I don't want to descend in my treasure deck. That makes it have to be more gimmicky. When staunch crewmate enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact or a pirate card among them and put that into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in any order. Nice. So he is a... It's not a brainstorm, is it? I am going stupid. Okay. But he's a creature version of that instant or sorcery, whichever one it is. Yeah. Typing Blade. It's a common. Why is there a common so late in the pack? Okay. Stalactite Stalker. It's a goblin rogue. Look at him. Alright. Menace. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stalactite Stalker. And you could sacrifice it for 1 black and 2 generic, and target creature gets -X/-X until the end of turn, where X is Stalactite Stalker's power. Alright. It's an okay card. And then we got a foiled Sunbird Standard. Nice. Just looking at the foil flip side as well. I like it more with the foil because the Sunbird is supposed to be like rainbow type thing. That's pretty cool. I like it. And then a bat token. Discover the coolest cards. Collect LCI.com. Learn the fire to find the collectible treatments of the lost caverns of Ixalan. On to the next one. Enough of my stupidity. Get that out of here. Okay, so special planes. Put that over with the other special lands. Get all these commons out of here. And then we got Confounding Riddle again. We've already seen Confounding Riddle. Eaten by Piranhas. Again, we've already seen Eaten by Piranhas. Cutsy. Malamute Exemplar. It's a cat warrior. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Whenever one or more creatures you control with creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. Okay. So if you buff creatures every turn, you draw a card when they deal damage to a player. Not the most impressive, but it's pretty good. Just as a way to draw cards. Starving Revenant. When Starving Revenant enters the battlefield, surveil 2. Then for each card you put on top of your library, you draw a card and lose 3 life. Wow, they brought Surveil back for this one. Okay. With Explore, I didn't expect them to bring Surveil back as well. Descend 8. Well, I should elaborate. Surveil and Explore are very similar abilities. It's just Explore does stuff with land and shows the opponent what's on top of your library, whereas Surveil it doesn't, but both have the option to put things into the graveyard. Yeah. Descend 8. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. wow, that's another card draw thing to go with your Orcish Bowmaster and your Shieldred. So, wow, another card to do that. That's pretty cool. Volatile Wanderglyph. Yeah, it's common. I don't care as much. Put that right there. Hey, this is a Jurassic Park card, because you got the little Jurassic Park thing. So these are dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. And dinosaurs pick up scents from miles away. We're here to observe and document, not interact. Sarah Harding. Wow. It's a token that's got a reference to a Jurassic Park. It's a fun movie. It's so fun. It's got dinosaurs and dino DNA. Okay. Wow. I like this card art. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat indeed. Alright, let's get all these commons out of here. Oh, not that many commons. I like that. And then we got Ukbinbok, the Great Mistake. My mom called me the Great Mistake. Vigilance and Menace. Descend 8. For 4 generic blue and a black, return Ukbinbok, the Great Mistake, from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard and only as a sorcery. So, I would say not sacrifice bait at all, but it's a skeleton. Oh, punch the camera again. I dare you. Very interesting card. Wouldn't say it's great, but it's interesting. Pit of Offerings. Wow, it's another cave that works with exiled cards for the color. I believe this is a different one from the one before. Enters battlefield, exile the top 3 cards from graveyards, not your graveyard, just graveyards in general. So it does the exiled ability, but also it exiles things. Zayoa Lava Tongue. It's a goblin warlock with Death Touch, and at the beginning of your end step, if you descend this turn, each opponent may discard a card or sacrifice a permanent, and he deals 3 damage to each opponent who didn't. Alright. It adds the Descended gimmick again, but there aren't that many Descended cards, so that's probably not going to be valuable for a while unless they do a bunch of Descended stuff. Twists and Turns. If a creature you control would explore, instead you scry one. Then that creature explores. When Twists and Turns enters the battlefield, target creature you control explores. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you have control 7 or more lands, transform Twists and Turns. Twists and Turns turns into Mysoid Maze. It's got tap to add green, or tap 3 generic into green to look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put that card in your hand and the rest of them in your library in any order. I see a mythic. That card over there. Alright, not the greatest, but it's alright. The Ancient One. We found it. The Ancient One. A 2-mana cost 8/8? What the? Can't attack or block unless there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. With black and blue, it's very easy to self-mill. So you would probably put this in a Surveil deck, and you'd have an 8/8 very quickly. You wouldn't have it active on turn 2, but that's insane. How much is this one of the top cards in price? No. Well, it's the 10th most expensive card. It is currently, with the special art, $12. Wow. This is a $12 card. You could draw a card, then discard a card for 4 mana. When you discard a card this way, target player mills cards equal to its mana value. So you could On turn 4, okay, you with me? Turn 4, you have a really expensive card in hand. You draw a card with this ability, and then you discard the expensive card. And then you mill that many cards yourself. So then you would just get a bunch of permanents in your graveyard right away. Say it has like 6 or 7 mana cost. That would very quickly procure a Descend 8. So this thing could get itself active very quickly. It just depends on if you hit all lands, creatures, enchantments, artifacts, that kind of stuff. Yeah, as long as it's not instants or sorceries, it would count towards your Descend. So I could see why this is a pricey card. Very nice card. This box has paid for itself officially. Yeah. Restless Reef. It's alright. It's something. Brazen Blaze Master. It's a common. I got another Golem. Okay. Let's just next pack. Next pack. You just gotta have another pack. Yep, another pack. Another pack. Nice art. I like that. Island. Commons. Get these commons out of here. Might of the Ancestors. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, each target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance until the end of turn. Okay. Hey. I think that we saw this earlier with the Legends of Ixalan border. Well, if it's got a nice price, put it here. Okay. Malamut War Scribe. When Malamut War Scribe enters the battlefield, creatures you control with +2/+1 and gain +2/+1 until the end of turn. Not with gain, whatever. Captain Storm, but it's the Legends of Ixalan version. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target pirate you control. Yep, that's Storm. Tishana's Tidebinder. It's got flash, and when it enters the battlefield, counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability. If an ability of an artifact, creature, or planeswalker is countered that way, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as Tishana's Tidebinder remains on the battlefield. Nice. It's a rare. And then we got a foiled full art hulking raptor. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add 2 green. It's got Ward 2. So it's going to add mana for you in your pre-combat main phase. And it's a 5/3 for 4. Very nice. A dinosaur helping out other dinosaurs. Got another map token. Oh my god. It's not coming out. It's not coming out. Call the ambulance. It's not coming out. Oh no. Okay, let's try the other side. Oh. Oh. Okay. Ooh, look at that guy. I like the colors. Very cool art. Very cool art indeed. Get rid of these commons. Get them out of here. We do not need commons. Well, I do, but I don't care about them as much. Is Quinth firstborn of Gishath? Gishath's a mother? You're a mother? Gishath's a gal? Nice. Congratulations, Gishath, you had a baby. When Isquinth, firstborn of Gishath, enters the battlefield, you may pay 2. When you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to his power to another target creature. Nice. So you could use it to make your dinosaurs fight each other. Or fight other things. Another Earthshaker Dreadmaw, it's one of the first dinosaurs we saw this night. Dusk Rose Reliquary, one of the first Dusk Rose things we've seen tonight, I guess. Whatever. Lodestone Needle. When Lodestone Needle enters battlefield, tap up to one target artifact or creature and put 2 stun counters on it. Craft with an artifact in 3. We saw a rare there, but whatever. Guidestone Compass. Target creature you control explores. Activate only as a sorcery for 1 mana and tap. Oh, nice. That'll go well with the other cards that buff your explore abilities. Let's see. Sentinel of the Nameless City. Whenever Sentinel of the Nameless City enters the battlefield or attacks, create a map token. Okay. Not the most insane, but that's alright. Clay-Fired Bricks. When Clay-Fired Bricks enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic Plains card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. Craft with artifact and 7 mana. And you get Cosmium Kiln. When Cosmium Kiln enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless gnome creature tokens. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Nice. And then a callback type card all the way back to... Oop. Alright. It's got Suspend 1 for 1 mana. And it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Okay. I mean, it's alright. It's probably one of the cheaper and less impactful Suspend cards. I guess put that with your 10th Doctor, then boom, you got something cool. Yeah. Then we got, hey, it's the turtle, the tortoise. Again, the tortoise. Putting it real close to the camera. Then we got an island. Put that over there. Oh, I'm making Geeshot spin. Spin! Okay, now let's see. Buried Treasure. Add 1 or mana of any color. When exile Buried Treasure from your graveyard, discover 5. Activate only as a sorcery. Hey, it's a treasure that you pay for. I like that. Oh, I'm getting some sneak peeks at what's in the end. Let's get rid of those. Dauntless Dismantler. We've already seen that. Guardian of the Great Door. As an additional cost to the spell, tap 4 untapped artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control. It's got flying. It's a 4/4 for 2. A 4/4 for 2 with flying. I suppose you have to tap 4 things, but I mean, if you could counter the ability, then whatever. We've seen Geological Appraiser already. We've seen Cutzil already. Hey, look who it is again. The really expensive gal. This box definitely paid for itself. I'm alright with getting a second of her. Abuelo's Awakening. Return target artifact or non-aura enchantment from the graveyard to the battlefield with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. It's a 1/1 spirit in creature with flying in addition to its other types. I think there's a way you could break that. I don't remember what the infinite combo is, but like something to do with like enchantments being creatures. Whatever. I'm stupid. I don't remember what it is. Hey, we got a foil version of this guy. Nice. You've already seen him. Doesn't matter anymore. Dinosaur, that's a 3/1 token. Dino DNA. We got some Dino DNA. I think that's it for the packs. Huh. I got duplicate mythics this time, but at least it's not like with Will, because Will was a $1 mythic. We got Cavern of the Souls, the 2nd most expensive card. We got the Ancient One, the 10th most expensive card. We got 2 copies of Zahili, which is the 17th most expensive card, but still pretty expensive nonetheless. and we got both copies in the Legends of Ixalan form. And we got 2 Geishats, which is insane. This is the 7th most expensive card in this set. And we got Quintorius Kond, which is the, let's see, that would be the 23rd most expensive card. And we got Galta, which is the 3rd most expensive card, and it's foil. So we got a pretty good haul. With this alone, does it pay for the boxes? Survey says. Wow. I did not see that coming. Alright, that is probably all I have for today, I think. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And most importantly, have a good one. Bye.